Okay, bottom line question. This one on Pakistan-India bilateral trade. What do you think bilateral trade is being held hostage to between India and
Of
Pakistan?
course, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. It is the inhibition of India and Pakistan. And I must say that the new generation of entrepreneurs are rising above it. And they should. It is, in fact, governments which can be the restraining factor. The Pakistan business community, I found, and I told them this, that they are keen to do business with India. They are keen to engage with India. They are keen to increase the economic engagement with India. And they privately tell me, you know, my government doesn't want it. And I must say this very candidly. It is this which is there. India is
Why do you
open.
think that is?
Well, I think it's the internal politics in Pakistan, and I wish I could say much more than this, because I have been told this at various levels, that there is a mindset issue in Pakistan, and that needs to be changed. That needs to change. I find the business community's mindset is not there. The business community is all hyperactive to do business with India. And the moment they go back to Pakistan when they are here, I see their enthusiasm flattening down. Now, you need to ask them this question.
But the business community complains about NTBs and the government of Pakistan complains about the security situation. Those are the two main complaints.
Well, of course, there is a real security situation. We cannot deny that. Okay. Where NTBs are concerned, what Pakistan considers NTBs are not NTBs because they are not Pakistan specific. In the end, if we are doing
Which
something...
is the larger question, Minister Saab, that India is much more closed. The IMF thinks so, the World Bank thinks so, Indian experts think so, Pakistani experts say so, all the indicators say so. India is more closed. When will India open up?
India is
this is
fully,
a larger question.
India is fully opened up. We have our economic engagement with the global economy is $550 billion. And you're saying India hasn't opened up. Today, Sri Lanka has exports to India. A small country like Sri Lanka has huge exports to India. And how does anybody say we've not opened up?
Perhaps because they face a different sort of NTB regime.
No, there is no specific Pakistan-specific NTB regime. If Pakistan wants a preference, that preference can come out of a bilateral trade agreement. That preference can't happen in the abstract.
Okay, India, bottom line on this one, is that India is booming. Yes, we started the conversation with this.
Well, India is certainly economically...
Why doesn't it take the first step with its smaller neighbors?
What is that first step?
Perhaps investment? Perhaps joint ventures?
I accept. I'm sure Indian companies would love to invest in Pakistan. I personally, whatever may be it, I find myself emotionally attached. When I go to Islamabad, when I go to, I was in Murree, I feel, I feel very comfortable. I feel at home. There's no issue.
I'm glad.
And there's no issue. And this is what I told President Musharraf, this is what I told the former Prime Minister, that this is such an easy environment when we sit together. It's such an easy environment, and we need to now invest and build upon, this common psyche we have, and put this baggage which we have, which we've been carrying behind us.
Okay. Last couple of questions. There's a change of stance in Pakistani politics recently. Obviously, there's a sea change as far as the government is concerned. The tides have turned in Pakistan when it comes to the government, when it comes to the administration. Dawn, 1st March 2008, headline, India, Pakistan must focus on trade. You know who said this? Asif Ali Zardari. It goes, India and Pakistan could set aside the Kashmir issue to be resolved by a future generation while they focus on trade and economic ties to improve bilateral relations, Pakistan People's Party co-chairman Asif Ali Zardari said. How do you take that?
Welcome. I've been saying that for the last 4 years. I've been saying that let the business communities take over. Let not government stand in their way. I've been saying this for 4 years. I was the one who urged President Musharraf. In 2004, I went to him in Rawalpindi and I said, can we please have a bilateral trade agreement? He said, what does it mean? Okay, what are the implications of this? And he then had a chat with his minister, friend of mine, Humayun, the minister then, and we announced it within 4 hours. Of course, what the polity is saying today is very right. I think that's very forward-looking. I think there's a great vision in it, and we welcome it.
But Kashmir is still an issue, isn't it, sir?
Well, Kashmir is an issue, and there is the...
So when will the Indian government actually accept the fact that Kashmir is a core issue between India and Pakistan? Because this is the basic mindset problem, right? The Indians don't think it's a core issue. The Pakistanis do. The Indians don't want to talk about it. They want to trade first. The Pakistanis want to talk about it and then trade later.
You just said that trade and investment should take over, and this should all be put in the background. If we have different perceptions in this, the question is, should we let these perceptions stand in the way? Or should we say, okay, these perceptions are there, let them be settled in a different track. There are all kinds of negotiations going on, which have been going on with Pakistan. There, I think,
But there's intransigence. There's not enough forward movement.
I don't
Musharraf's 4 points, for example. I know this is not your portfolio, but let's just get a little political. I know you don't handle national security issues, but Mr. Musharraf's 4 points, for example, are mind-blowing. They are out of the box. They haven't been said before. Pakistan has changed its original position.
There are issues and issues. And if we say these are Mr. Musharraf's points, there are also 4 points of India. There has to be convergence in this. The question is that we have to be practical. We have to be realistic in the world today. And if we are going to let this baggage, we are going to move on with this baggage, we are not going to have trade and investment the way we want it.
Okay,
now, this baggage has to be left there and said that, okay, this is going to be negotiated at the political level. Let the business and trade continue. The political level is going to sit down and try and find convergence on this. It's not. There's an India perception on Kashmir. There's a Pakistan perception on Kashmir. Of course there is. It's not something which is today. It's last 50 years.
But the Indians aren't willing to talk. This is the question. The Indians can talk to the Chinese. India-China trade has gone through the roof. It's huge.
And China hasn't complained of tariff barriers in India.
Hold on. That will come in a bit. But how can the Indians and the Chinese drop baggage, and how can the Pakistanis and the Indians not drop their baggage? How does that work out?
I think Pakistan needs to learn from China then, you know, because here's trade continuing.
But Pakistan
and we are not,
says that
we
the
are not
Chinese
putting
and
any
the Indians...
roadblocks. We are not putting any roadblocks because of the baggage. Pakistan is putting roadblocks because of the baggage. And I've been told this.
The Pakistanis say that you guys don't talk to them. That's the bottom line.
Pakistan
wants to equate the trade and the security issues bilaterally and simultaneously.
Yeah, you see, now one can move faster than the other, one can move slower, and this really is at a political level for them to decide, should it move in parallel? Now, if it is to move in parallel, well, this is the way it will move.
Which one do you think is more important?
I think trade
or talks?
I think trade and investment. Leave the trade, the business communities of both countries alone. And this is what the Pakistan business community, my sense of things, when I've talked extensively with the Pakistan business community, they say, listen, you know, we want to do business. We want to have a better life. We want to create growth. We want to create prosperity for everybody. Now, all this will take care of itself. Let the others keep negotiating that. And that is the real answer. We need to drive our trade and investment without anything coming in the way. And perhaps, once that's moving and that's booming, everything else will start falling into place.
We have to take a short break here. We're talking to Mr. Kamal Nath, the Commerce and Industry Minister of the Government of India. You're watching TalkBack. Stay tuned.